There was no promotion. If you were a Catholic, you just didn't get promotion. The Imperial Civil Service, if you worked in England, in London, you would get promotion. But if you were in the Northern Ireland Civil Service, there were people who weren't as experienced as you who were promoted over you. Housing was another thing. That was the start of the civil rights movement. There was a young single girl got a house where a Catholic family didn't get it, I never mixed, never had any Protestant friends until I started nursing, really. But it's still there, the hatred, deep hatred, it's dreadful.
Communities and attitudes became deeply polarised through near 30 years of conflict in Northern Ireland. Many of the events that took place during this time are hotly contested. Moreover, they are highly disputed as well. Often starkly and highly diverse versions of events exist on both sides, and many people will never come to a point of agreement on what happened on certain days at certain times.
Throughout the late 60s, tension was rising. In 1969, at the annual Apprentice Boys of Derry March, violence erupted. The route of the march passed through the predominantly Catholic Bogside area of Derry, Londonderry, resulting in violent clashes between the marchers and the residents.
Several days of rioting ensued. The police became involved. Weapons were fired, battering round guns were used, stones were thrown, and bits of the Bogside were shut off to the police. When the police moved into the Bogside, loyalist groups moved in behind them. This was probably not the police's intention, but it galvanised opinion within the nationalist Republican community. In the same sense, violence broke out in other parts of Northern Ireland as well, and people were burned out of homes in both loyalist and Republican communities. And the troubles at this point really begins in Northern Ireland.
In 1969, the IRA split and a breakaway group who called themselves the Provisional IRA formed. Divisions in the IRA had been growing through the 1960s. In 1962, the new IRA Chief of Staff, Cathal Golding, sought to move the IRA in a different direction. He was keen that the movement became political in its outlook rather than one that relied on armed struggle, which to traditional Republicans was seen as a betrayal of their cause. They saw their task as the defence of nationalist communities and the expulsion of the British from Ireland. Loyalist paramilitaries such as the Red Hand Commando, the Ulster Defence Association and the Ulster Volunteer Force also grew in numbers.